Hey, welcome back to Mandy's Planet. Today I'm making peanut butter cake. It's a semi-homemade recipe. I will be using a cake mix in a box, and then I will be adding some of my own ingredients to complete this delicious recipe. So let's get started. So after you watch this video, be sure to subscribe to Mandy's Planet for more videos and recipes from me. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to dump our cake mix into our mixing bowl. And I have 2 boxes of yellow cake mix. So you can always make your cake mix at home with some all-purpose flour, salt, sugar, etc. But it's much easier to go ahead and just get some cake mix and just throw it in there, add your other ingredients in. I'm making this cake for my husband's birthday. He loves peanut butter and he absolutely loves peanut butter cake. He's had a couple different variations of this cake, but he really loved the way this one turned out because it was not bitter and it was not too sweet. So definitely want to try this at home. So here's the second bag of the cake mix. Next up, we're going to start adding in our wet ingredients. We're going to add 2 cups of water. Here's the first cup. And here's our second cup of water. We're going to add in a stick of butter. I melted down half of the stick here, and then the other half will be melted in the same size cup. It was just easier to do it this way. So here's the other half of the stick of butter. Put that in. And I just used the Kerrygold butter. Use whatever butter you like. Some people use oil, but this was a butter cake. And then we're going to add in 6 eggs. You might think 6 eggs is a lot, but each cake calls for 3 eggs each, and we're using 2 cake mixes, so we're going to need to use those 6 eggs. I'm not real big on making sweets, but every so often on my channel you will find some cake or cookies. I do have a cookie video coming up soon that I had made for a special occasion for my husband because he requested homemade chocolate chip cookies, and those chocolate chip cookies will be from scratch. There's going to be no other like fake ingredients or box cake, you know, that type of thing. It's all going to be from scratch. So up next we're going to be adding in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Okay, and up next I'm going to get ready to mix all of this together before I put my peanut butter in, because the peanut butter is a little bit thicker than these other ingredients, so it's going to be better to mix everything up first, then add my peanut butter in. And the peanut butter brand that I'm using is Skippy. I really like Peter Pan peanut butter, but Skippy will do, and you can get any brand of peanut butter really, but you're going to want to get the creamy peanut butter. You don't want to get the peanut butter with the nuts in it. I mean, that's my favorite peanut butter for like a peanut butter sandwich, but I don't think it would go well with the cake. But if you want to do that, you can, but I would just prefer to use the creamy peanut butter. So the cake mix is mixed up pretty well now. So next step is going to be adding in the peanut butter. I am adding in a cup of peanut butter. Now if you do 1 cake, then you would just want to do like a half a cup of peanut butter. But since I'm using 2 cake mixes, I'm doing a full cup of peanut butter. So you can do that based on the size of your cake or how much you really like peanut butter. But the cup of peanut butter with the 2 box cakes still really gives it a good peanut butter flavor. You want to make sure that your peanut butter is good in your cup. So just keep putting it in and pushing it down to make sure that you're going to have a full cup of peanut butter. Okay, so once you get your peanut butter in there, you're going to want to smooth it out to make sure that yes, this is a cup of peanut butter. And then we're just going to add this right into our cake mix. And I'm going to grab a spoon to help me get the peanut butter out of the cup. And when you're baking, everything is about measurements. You can't do anything freehand or by eye. It's best to do everything by measurements so you can follow the proper recipe. So how I'm adding in the peanut butter is different chunks throughout the batter. I'm going to mix it up some and then I'll add the rest in, because you don't want it to be too clumpy in your batter, in your mix. Make sure everything is spread out evenly. And you will notice that the cake mix goes from that yellow color to like a tannish yellow because of the peanut butter added in. So that's how you know that your peanut butter is mixed up really well. So this is my first time making a peanut butter cake. I have had peanut butter cake from other people that have made it, but I've never made it myself. It's a really good cake, something I never really heard of before I met my husband. This is something that his family makes a lot. So all of our peanut butter is in. We're going to finish mixing this up until it's mixed very well. But I would definitely say, if you've never had a peanut butter cake, to try it, because you won't be disappointed. Okay, that looks pretty good. We're going to get ready to butter our dish. And I'm going to be using this casserole dish for my cake. It's a 13 by 9 baking dish, casserole dish, whatever you want to call it. And what I'm going to do now is butter the entire dish. You can use the spray or oil or whatever you want to do, but make sure that it is greased good, because you don't want your cake sticking to your dish, your pan. So I'm going to get this nice and buttered up, and like I said earlier, I'm just using Kerrygold butter. It's all natural butter. So you want to make sure that it's coated on the bottom and all 4 sides, so it allows for everything to be nice and smooth. You could also use a large sheet pan or cake sheet pan, you know, instead of using this, because this will kind of raise up really high, but nothing wrong with that. So this is about done, and we're going to get ready to put our cake mix in. Okay, so we're going to get ready to pour our cake mix in our baking dish. And you just want to pour this evenly throughout your baking dish. Look how delicious that looks. So good. And if you see those little pieces in there, that's perfectly fine. You know, looks really, really good. Okay, and then I'm just going to have to get a spatula to get the rest of the batter out. The cake mix. Okay, let me grab my spatula to get the rest of this cake mix out of the bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this the other way. And then I'm gonna smooth this out evenly through the baking dish. once I get it all in there. And it smells so good. And you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees before you put your cake in. So that's looking pretty good. Okay, so I basically have just about all of my cake mixture in my baking dish, and once it's all in there, I'm going to go ahead and spread it out evenly through my pan, and then I'm going to get ready to pop it in the oven, and it's going to go in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour. And you want to get a toothpick, a knife, or even there's like a little baking tool where you can stick it in to make sure that it's done through the middle, and always do it through the middle because that's the thickest part of your cake. This looks so good. And I'm just going to do a little design as I smooth it out. I wish it would stay this design as it bakes, but it doesn't end up doing that. Okay, one more time I'm going to go over it. Okay, that's looking really good. So I'm going to stick this baby in the oven, and then once it's done, I will show you guys the finished product, and then I will show you what it looks like once I ice the cake. So like I said before, put in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, let's check this cake out. It looks really good. It's still really hot, so I'm going to use my oven mitts to show a close-up to the camera. It did get a little cracked, but that's perfectly fine, no big deal. And I'm going to let this cake cool for a few hours before I ice in it. Let's get a close-up. Yeah, so it looks really good, smells amazing, and I will have pictures in the end here, and I'm just going to be using the Hershey's milk chocolate icing. So here's the finished product of my cake. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.